Oke. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jambo, Martin, thank you very much for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, we will deliver this webinar in English, in Indonesian English. Martin will talk a Kenyan English, but it's English, okay? I'm very glad to have you here, all the speakers, Mr. Martin Mutura, and very surprised we have a lot of distinguished guests from Foreign Ministry. Our next, I think now is the ambassador of Republic Indonesia for Nairobi, Mr. Harry, and also Mr. Yusra Khan was a former ambassador for Mexico, and we have Mr. Abdul Ghafur, the diplomat now in Pretoria, and Mr. Anto Sinambela. I have a lot of very good chat with Mr. Anto, because Mr. Anto, I think, posting in several positions in the world, but when we call, he always remember Nairobi. So was posting in Nairobi, 1990 something. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we talk now is how to deal and how to make business mutual benefit between Indonesia and Africa. Thanks God, when I was the first being sales export, my first position to Africa is in Nairobi. So we three of us, one Indonesian, two Malaysian, was flying to Nairobi, and the gentleman, the only man who accept me before on that time was Martin Mutura. From that point, how many years, bro? 2007, right? 2007.
Yeah, it's about 15 years, if I remember right.
So from that point, we always be friends. For me, Martin is my brothers, my big brothers. And whenever Martin move and I move, we always get in touch with each other, right? So Martin move. He always loves to move from big to big, giant to giant. And I have different paths. I always love to move to the smaller company. So, but anyway, we talk with others. And when I start this company 2017, encouraging by friend from the Indonesian Trade Ministry and Foreign Ministry, I call my friend for sure, and the top of the list is Martin. I said, Martin, I will establish a company. What kind of a company? And we expand everything that to bridge the economics between Indonesia and Africa. And I said to Martin, you have to help me. You have to be in my place. You have to everything. So what a surprise moment for Indonesian, Martin. I don't know whether you realize it or not, but it was a surprise. So under this company, Karim International, my first trip was to Lagos, May 2017. And Martin fly from Nairobi to Lagos and meet me there. We meet at the George and the what's called the cafe, right? So it was surprise, and the Indonesian diplomat in Lagos surprised. Is this the way you do business? Yes. So did the Martin come from Nairobi to meet you? Yeah, you have to go, but this is business. So when we talk about Africa, I said to all the friends in Africa, there are a lot of misunderstanding between Indonesian to Africa. I can say a lot of misunderstanding between Indonesia and Africa. You enter Africa as a trader and price war. You will never win price war with China. So to enter in Africa is not by price war, but by similarity of the cultures, the friendship, you know, the history. That's why when we introduce Africa, as my experience, we have to start from Nairobi. We have to start from Nairobi. There are a lot of reasons why we have to start the African from Nairobi side. So that's why when we established this kind of webinar, we first talk about Korea and then Mexico, which was very good under Ambassador Yusra as the main speaker. And now we will talk about Africa. Martin will introduce yourself. Why we have discussed last 2 days why to enter Africa, the first man I invite to talk about it is Martin Mutura. Okay, Martin, I think later I will add for you, but please, the time is yours, bro. Come in.
Thank you for the introduction, Isnanda. Isnanda is my younger brother for many years, almost 20 years. So, and we are very good friends. We've met Nairobi every time he comes. We met in Lagos, and very soon we'll meet in Jakarta, Isnanda.
Come in.
You will just hear me from the airport telling you, hey, can you organize a taxi to the airport, to the hotel, my friend? I've landed.
No,
Yeah?
I will drive for you. Please.
Right, yeah. So I have a small presentation. It's just general. My intention really, and this is what Nanda asked me, is just to give a general view of how it is in Africa. And I'm not giving this as, how can I put it, as a trader or a businessman. I'm giving this as a resident of Africa, somebody who has traveled extensively in many countries in Africa. So as a customer, as a consumer, but also someone who has worked in companies that have a presence all over Africa. So I can tell you how they are doing, what are the experiences, what are the challenges, in doing business in Africa. So feel free, you can interrupt anytime, we can discuss, we can talk, I'll answer the questions that I can, but I am not a trade industry expert. So if there are questions that I will not be able to answer, I will tell you I can't answer that, but I'm sure if there's need to follow up on something, I can give you the contact so I can follow up for you at a later time. I hope that is okay. Is Nanda?
Yes, bro, perfect.
Thank you, my friend. So Africa, as you can see from the first slide, it looks very wild and dark, and that is the feel of adventure that a lot of businessmen, especially from Europe, get when they are coming here. But I can tell you for a fact, when they come here, they never go back.
But they never go back, yeah.
They never go back. They remain and they refuse to leave this wonderful place. So next slide is Nanda. So this is just some background. I'll just setting some context for Africa in general. So I was saying the first scramble for Africa was when Europe discovered this big continent. It is rich in minerals, a lot of land, and the people were not in a defensive approach. They were nice, warm, friendly, and they were just saying, welcome, all your visitors, come to our lovely place, And we all know what the Europeans did after that.
But Martin,
so that was the first.
Martin, welcoming in immigration, not every country the same. Kenya is different, man.
Yes. But I think that's what I'm saying, that maybe it's because of the need to attract, because you have already seen
of the tourism, right?
The advantage of having other investors coming into Kenya, So as a rule, therefore, the government tries to be very friendly to visitors. So if you come in through the immigration, of course, you'll be told, Jumbo, how are you? Are you coming for tourism? Is it business? So Kenya is one of the few countries, for those countries that need visa, you get visa on arrival,
Yes.
Maybe $25, you have your visa. There's friendly taxis at the airport to pick you, everything. So it's quite easy, and that is generally for East Africa.
Martin, this is the things I want to explore to Indonesian businessmen, that to be honest with you, my opinion, we Indonesian, we say Malay ethnic is my opinion is one of the shortest traveling groups in the world. So we are not that big traveling like China and white guy, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, my experience in immigration in Africa, I have I don't know how many times I went to Africa, but I have a very memorable immigration procedure in Nairobi. Okay, I was with my boss Adi. You remember that? I think
Yes.
4 or 5 times, Martin, and I met Adi. You know, he's my boss for sure. I have to show that I mastering this market, and it's all from immigration. So when I say to immigration, where are you from? I'm from Indonesia. So he asked me, where is your visa? And I said, I don't need visa to Kenya. And on the, the Kenyatta airport, the immigration guy yelling. He said, hey, guys, do we give free visa for Indonesia? And every eye was on me. And stressful, But then I mastering the situation. I said, hey, Jumbo, hey, you know the Swahili? Yeah, I know Swahili. Hey, how about the Carnivore restaurant? Oh, you know the Carnivore restaurant? Yeah, Martin always pick me to Carnivore restaurant. Hey, so how about Mombasa Road? Oh, you know Mombasa Road? Only 3 point, Martin. And the immigration guy said, hey, you are my friend now. So you chop. So the immigration procedure only did 3 point. I know Jumbo, I know Carnivore, and I know Mombasa. Then he chop. And then he asked, okay, I have my boss, my friend now, and my boss give the passport to me. And I said, could you check the passport of my friend? And the immigration guy said, you are friend of my friend. I don't need to ask you. Chop. So this is the funny and very friendly for me. So tell us, Martin, what is the difference about East Africa, West Africa, North Africa, South Africa? What is how you cluster it on the cultures, on the welcoming?
Yeah, so as I was saying, a lot of the difference. Now, on the other hand, you have East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. These are people who are usually very, very quiet and very calm. When the Europeans came to East Africa, they loved the place and they wanted to live here. So
Oh,
they were
I
not just
see.
coming.
Yeah.
They were not coming to come and take things and go.
Different landscape, totally different landscape.
Completely. So here they wanted to come and live here and they set up home and now they colonize the people to work for them. So the people became like their servants. So that kind of servant attitude, they're here to serve you, that I think is what has persisted. So the people are they're humble. They're not loud. They're not obnoxious. Yeah. And I think East Africa probably was one of the areas that was colonized for the longest time.
Yes.
Because they had the best highlands, they had it was ideal for agriculture. The weather was extremely beautiful. So, and you still have a lot of those Europeans. Now they're Kenyans, huh? They are Kenyans, they live here, they talk Kiswahili. they refuse to go back, and we have accepted them. They are part of us now.
We need to talk the most important thing. What is your perception to Indonesia? Because when I went to Africa, when we said about Indonesia, the African remember is Sukarno and Sukarno and Sukarno. What is your perception on Indonesia?
So Indonesia is not very well known to Africans.
Not very well known.
You have to forgive Africans because they don't travel that much. So I can tell you for a fact, for an African, it will be very hard to differentiate you from a Chinese. To them, they just look at you and they'll say, these are Chinese. For them, almost everybody from Asia is Chinese until you tell them, no, I'm not Chinese. Then now they'll know. But to them, everybody coming from Asia is Chinese, unfortunately. Now, we do have a lot of shows, trade expos, packaging expos, manufacturing expos, where companies from all over the world come. And sometimes you'll see some Indonesian companies, some Malaysian companies. So people now are beginning to learn the difference. But Indonesia, we have seen some companies now coming in. We have seen them doing expos, some packaging. We've seen textiles and fabrics. I think those are the things that are most common. I think ingredients. Do you have like ingredients, flavors?
India, so
Powders, food powders, things like that. Yes, yes. Those are the things that we associate with Indonesia.
okay. So I experienced that, the things you said that they cannot distinguish between Indonesia and China. I was experienced that every time I went to Africa. We will compete to China, between Indonesia to China to Africa. So the strategy is different. We cannot follow the China strategy. We have to follow the cultures. We have to follow the make a friendship. Then the price war, you have a balance, right? You can go with the
Very,
cheaper.
very.
You can go to the other sector of the economy and business. Not purchasing is not always the cheapest win, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
think anybody can because me and Martin we already dominate this room by almost 45 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We still have another slide, ladies and gentlemen. Let me invite Pak Anto, maybe Pak Anto Sinambela. Are you there, Pak?
Okay, thank you.
Let me introduce again Pak Anto.
Thank you,
Pak Anto
thank
was
you, Pak Is.
Martin, when we still in school, Pak Anto already in Nairobi, so you know Nairobi more than us.
Yeah,
Anto, please.
I think what Martin's mentioned about Kenya is 110% is correct because it happened to me. It's very easy to make friends with Kenyan.
Very easy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Continue, Pak.
Yeah.
Just a second, gentlemen. Sorry.
Yeah, because.
Paulo Papi.
Yeah, continue, Pak. Nggak apa-apa, Pak.
Yeah, I know, Pak. Kenya is just like people. Kebetulan saya dari North Sumatra, just like people from Medan, Pak. Yeah, the Kenyan, like people from North Sumatra, my hometown, it's very easy to get in touch, build friendship based on two things. As I mentioned before, Nyama Choma and Tasker. And the other thing is, since Mr. Martin is golfer, me and the other two guys, Ambassador Yusra and also Harry Saifuddin, they are also keen golfers. So we have to go to Limuru or Windsor someday, Martin, for golfing. So again, about the potential of doing business in East Africa, yeah, I think Kenya could be used as an entry point for your company, Pais, since your company is based in Mauritius. To open another office in Nairobi. Yeah, because the potential is there. Because as I mentioned to you last week, Pais, there are 300 populations of people, the landlocked countries depend a lot on Kenya's ports, right? Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, and also southern part of Sudan and Ethiopia. So once you establish your company in Mombasa or in Nairobi, and the market is not on Nairobi, 55 million, but it's 350 millions of consumers in the eastern part of Africa, neighborhood of Kenya. And potential, I think our products, I mean, it's very competitive vis-a-vis other products from Asia, like China, Vietnam, Thailand. So, of course, you know much better than I do, since I was in Kenya 5 years ago, and we don't have competitors at the time. The problem is when I invited Indonesian business people to come to East Africa, to Kenya, they say, hey, ASEAN is too far for us. So maybe it's time. So I don't know when the next time is. So I think this is the right time, Pais, since you are now Africa, Mauritius, it's only one more step to go deeper continent, right? Using port of Mombasa or Kenyatta Airport as point of entry. So I think there are a lot of potentials that we could collaborate business people like Mr. Martin Mutura. As I mentioned before, it's time for Indonesia to do what the Chinese business people are doing. I mean, establish a French company to establish a commercial presence in Nairobi or in Kenya, because by using East African economic community, the market is almost 100 million something, and then you still have another COMESA, which is bigger. And so this is the exercise that I have been about mapping the potentials of collaborations with Kenya or East African countries with Indonesia in investment and economic cooperations. One is with the EAC, East African Community, and now there is another part. What we can establish like a company in East Africa. Of course, the movement of products is very much easier. Rather, you bring your products from Indonesia, like export import. But if you produce your product, for instance, like oil, it's time for Indonesia to establish CPO in East Africa, like Kenya, because Kenya has a very port facility like Mombasa. But it's not only export import. So refinery means you bring in the CPO from Indonesia to your refinery, your factory in Mombasa, use, right, turunannya, byproducts. For instance, to produce soap, margarine, and other things. And then you can use local brand as a collaboration. Maybe join venture with Martin Dura, 5149. I don't know. Of course, it's negotiable. It depends on the local
depend on the
domestic regulations of Kenya. But so this a big picture of doing business in Africa is because another umbrella, a big umbrella that you can use to speak with the government, including with the African government or Indonesian government, Indonesian African Cooperation was launched 2 years ago by the Minister of President Jokowi. They invited several head of states from Africa to launch this program. It's about economic collaboration. So this is a big instrument that you can use to convince people, business people, and also government of Africa, like Mauritius, Kenya, to strengthen, to intensify doing business, of course, by collaboration. So I think this is a picture that we can discover more details how we manage the business in more detail, more practicable things. Thank you, Pak Is, for inviting me in this again. Thank you very much, Mutura, for your introduction. And in Africa, they call it Rafiki. So you are now, I'm now your Rafiki.
Oh yes,
thank you.
My Rafiki.
Pak Anto, thank you very much. 2 points from Pak Anto, Martin, we'll discuss. Number one, perception to come to Africa for Indonesia. I will show some photo how beautiful Kenya is. Number one. Number two, there are a potential not only trading actually, but collaboration. The bahasa keren, I mean the good word is outbound investment from Indonesia to Africa. So there are a lot of collaboration we can do. I think Martin knows that what we try to do in Kalimantan in Lagos, what we try to do in Mauritius also. Please, your view about this, Martin. What I can see from Indonesia, Indonesia is slightly creative to produce things. For example, I was expecting Jospat come in, okay? Jospat is, ladies and gentlemen, Jospat was Martin colleague in Beatrice American Tobacco. So these two guys who were expecting me. Jospat texted me last 3 days ago. He just resigned from Beatrice American Tobacco. And from Indonesian, this is very not uncommon action, Martin. Jospat moved the British American Tobacco, I think vice president or what, the high class, high ranking, and move it to farmer, right? Just but now a farmer. In Indonesia, we always talk we are the agriculture country, but the land is only 0.8 average market, 0.8 acre. What are you? How you live with 0.8? Nothing. What do you plan to live for 0.8 acre for average? You rice crop, you crop a rice, whatever it is, banana, everything 0.8, nothing. Meanwhile, when I know about Africa, Tanzania, in GTI also, Jospat, when somebody in Kenya or in Africa say to me, Sandra, I need to see my farm, at least it will be 10 acre, right? 200 acre.
That's true.
Ran 100 acre. The Chamber of Commerce chairman in Nairobi was farmer, the previous president. Meanwhile, the Indonesian, we are creative, Martin. We are slightly creative to produce a chips like you see the Lay's chip, the potato chip, the cassava chip, which is now in Indonesia. A lot of young men produce their own brand, Martin, their own brand, their own recipe, their own formulation, and give, let's say, like with the cheese, with the barbecue style, with the tasty, blah blah blah. But I said, in business wise, you don't have the farmer. We don't have the plantation. Where's your raw material come in? So this kind of thing, I said to them, why don't you come to Africa and make a mutual benefit company with the African farmer, which is the African farmer like Jospat. This is not the farmer, sorry to say, not the farmer because he's poor, but by choosing. They are resigned from the big company and choose as farmer. What is your opinion about that? Can we collaborate what happened in Indonesia, our creativity to produce anything from food and the craft also, and the sectors in let's say in Kenya, the farmers and everything. How about that, Martin? Your opinion?
No, absolutely. I'll give you an example. You know, I was just reading the news recently. Kenya was the number 5 biggest exporter of avocados in the world.
Number 5?
5th, yes, in the world for avocados.
Of avocado as a fruit?
Yes, avocados as a fruit in the world. So there's a lot of that goes to China. Yeah. China and Middle East.
And also fresh flower.
Sorry? Sorry, somebody said something.
Panto?
Fresh flower.
Fresh flower.
Roses.
Like Netherlands.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue, Martin.
Fresh flowers.
Yes. Horticulture, correct. Yes, fresh flowers. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was just adding on to what Isnanda is saying, because avocado has many uses. So you can extract the oil. So the avocado oil is used in a lot of purposes. You know, these oils from this, just like canola now. The big one now is canola. Now people are planting canola. It will also be one of the big things. So the areas of mutual cooperation, I'm saying, is A, you can have corporations where you're getting the raw fruit and doing the extraction and whatever conversion with it. Or B, you can set up shop to do the extraction here in Kenya, for example. It's not a big process, you know. It's and I'm sure that the funding can be received, and you can have it's basically a squeezing process to get the oils from this. So that value addition of agriculture, you know, coffee processing, sunflower, you know, avocado, fresh flowers, you know. Agriculture is big in Kenya and in the rest of Africa. Bananas, you know.
Bananas, yes.
Yes. So I'm sure it is possible, it is doable. But you see, nothing happens by chance. There has to be a framework, there has to be a strategy, there has to be something formal that is worked out that shows this is how we do this is how we do this. You will be in charge of this, you will get this is the model. Something has to be worked out. Yeah.
Yes. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not one night's job.
and it's also unfair, in my opinion, to just leave it to the traders. I think that is where now the embassies and the governments can talk to each other and make things easier, whether it's through duties, excise, make things government to government and then business people to business people, then they can react. Correct, yeah.
Thank you. Please, we are already 1 hour. Anybody from before that? Let me ask Pak Harry first. Are you there, Pak Harry?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very
I
much.
can see
Pak
Harry.
Harry, please introduce yourself. Pak Harry, terima kasih. Again, I'm very sorry. I don't know that Pak Harry will be the new Martin. The two of us, we say sorry to Pak Harry, Pak.
No,
Harry, very sorry, Harry. But
no need to, Martin.
you have to understand that Isnanda has been like the ambassador to Kenya, to Africa.
I know, the real ambassador.
Yeah.
Pak Harry,
Well, thank you. I would like to raise 3 points. One, of course, thank you very much, Pak Nandar, for inviting me. And second, of course, thank you, Martin, for your presentation. At least it's a kind of eye-opener for me, your presentation. And let me introduce to the other participants. I'm Muhammad Heri Saripudin. And before I continue, I also would like to appreciate my senior, my mentors, Pak Asyanto and Uda Yusra, Pak Yusra. They are my mentors, my seniors, my big brothers in Kemlu. And yeah, my name is Muhammad Heri Saripudin. I'm a designated ambassador for Ambassador Indonesia for Kenya, and it's covered another 5 countries: Democratic Republic Congo, Mauritius, Seychelles, Somalia, and Uganda, and also as a permanent representative of Indonesia to UNEP, United Nations Environment Programs, and UN Habitat. And we will be based in Nairobi. And when I was conducting fit and proper tests at our parliaments before nominated as ambassador of Indonesia to Nairobi, one thing that the members of parliaments asked me, what is the first priorities when you were in Nairobi? And I said, we are translating the government policy is to conduct promoting economic diplomacy. So first thing first is economy. Of course, when we talk about economic diplomacy, we talk not only trade, we also talk about investment, about tourism, about the opportunity to explore the labor markets, and also other economic financial cooperation, be bilaterally or in the multilateral schemes. And when they said, what is the short programs, the concrete programs, like low-hanging fruits of my project, and I said, of course, first is in first 100 days, I would like to establish Indonesia Products House. That's I explicitly mentioned in front of the member of parliaments. And then the second, of course, to facilitate all the Indonesian exporters, not only the big players, but also the most important is the UMKM, small and medium enterprises in Indonesia. That's my mission, and of course we have a team, not me myself, in Nairobi, and also we welcome everyone here, especially Pak Nandar, our friends, our brother Martin in Nairobi, just to closely cooperate. And of course, we would like to closely cooperate for our mutual benefits. And, that's the second. The third one, I enjoy actually listening your presentation, Martin. And one thing that drives me a lot when you said that Indonesia is not so well known in Nairobi, and it's a big challenge, of course. And I also the burden is not on my shoulder alone, but also in everyone's responsibility. And of course, when we talk not only Indonesia, but vice versa, we would like to make everyone in Nairobi especially, and also in Indonesia, know better about Kenya and Indonesia. And one thing, the questions that I would like to raise from for Martin, and what is your suggestion? Because you're native there and you deal this for quite a long time. For the newcomers in Nairobi, and what is your professional suggestion for the newcomers to make everyone in Nairobi aware the existence of Indonesia? What is which influencer or the group of community there should the newcomer approach to make Indonesia, to put Indonesia on their radar screen? So that's from their mouth, from their maybe hands, Indonesia will be spread out there. And then the second question is, who runs the economy in Kenya? Because you know, everyone we know, like, so when we were in Jeddah as a consul general in Saudi, let's say those who runs economy in Saudi is overseas Yemen. Yemenis overseas is quite rich, quite industrious workers, and they run the economy of Saudi. In Indonesia, let's say, we know who runs the economy. So who runs Kenya economy? Is that Chinese? Is that Jews? Is that Somalis? Is that native Kenyans? And the last point, of course, the last point, to be honest, this is my confession. I never landed in Nairobi, so I don't have any information left. And I'm like, you know, a blind man who, you know, touched the big elephant, and maybe not the whole elephants. And so that's why help me just to clear up. Is the trunk will kick me, or is the trunk will hug me? The trunk of the elephants. In other words, the political security situations of Kenya, because I don't want to get the misperception. And if my misperception is there, it is our duty, my duty, Nandar's duty, Martin's duty, is to that's misperception, because we don't want to have that perception lingering around with us. That's Pak Nandar. Thank you very much. And once again, thank you, Martin.
Martin, first.
Okay, so number one, I'm not an expert. You asked what is the strategy to get to be known in Kenya. That's a difficult one because so I can tell you what the other what I see with the other people. If I look at the British High Commissioner, those guys are they're always all over in schools. So like now, at the current moment, we have COVID-19, which is a struggle for. You're on mute?
No.
You're on mute, Harry?
Can I, before I forget, I add something. My reference on Kenya back to when I was a student in Jogja, and I saw a movie.
Lion King.
That the title is Out of Africa.
Oh, Out of Africa, Karen Blixen.
It was the actor says Robert Redford and Meryl
Streep.
Yeah. I never knew that it was in Kenya. But when the first thing I saw that movie in the movie theaters, I was dreaming. See, it's very romantic. It was, very scenery. I have to go there someday. It's in 1985. The first movie so I saw, and then when I look at the story, oh, it's in Kenya, in Karen. So that's only Karen I know the Kenya. That's what Martin.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's true. That movie was shot here. It was a while ago. But the sights and the scenery are still the same. You'll still be able to
where
get
is
the same.
Where is it? Rift Valley or what?
Do you know Karen? You know Karen in Nairobi?
I'm not remember. Sorry, Karen.
Karen is one of the better neighborhoods in Nairobi, where a lot of the
Rift Valley or Masai Mara?
No, Karen is within Nairobi. It's just outside of Nairobi.
Still on the city.
Yeah, just outside of the city. So
okay.
A lot of the colonialists who stayed on, the ones who didn't want to go back home are still living there.
Oh, I see. They're all building.
Yeah. So Karen is where that Karen Blixen used to live. It's an old story, the colonial time and the adventurers. Malaika. So, so Karen is one of the better neighborhoods, and actually, you do have some of the embassies. The people live in that neighborhood. Some of the embassy people. When you say the strategy for you to be better known, I'll just say this as a Kenyan, not a person who knows the strategy, or whatever.
Please.
So I see. Yeah, as a Kenyan, I see a lot of the embassy people having what you call a course, maybe it's schools. I was saying COVID-19 now, I can see the UK embassy people and the American embassy, they go and they don't even use money. It's like they're giving sanitizer in the poor areas of Nairobi, they're giving face masks. So and then they publicize it. Nowadays with social media, everybody has on the phone, they're putting it on Twitter, they're putting it on Instagram. So right now, that is what they're doing. It is at a low level. It's not costing anything much. So that is what they're doing. Some of the other now bigger unions, the bigger embassies, for example, they offer like scholarships and things like that. So I give you an example. I have my son is in Poland at the moment. He searched for some interviews with the Polish embassy. He passed, and then they gave him a scholarship to Poland. He's on a 5-year civil engineering scholarship. Now, before that, I did not know anything about Poland. Now I've been to Poland. I think every year I go there. I know the country. I have friends there. There's even a community here, you know. So that is very impactful. The more common ones are the trade shows. So we have many shows. We have a big one called the Agricultural Society of Kenya show, and it's about everything to do with agriculture, the added value. So all the major companies come. Unilever is there, Coca-Cola is there, you know. So embassies are there putting up their stands, showing this is what we do, this is what we have to offer. So you have those kind of shows. You have packaging expos, you have manufacturing, is here? Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring my wallet. How much does it want? Bring my wallet. Yeah, so you have trade shows, manufacturing, you have textile shows, you have food shows, you have housing expos. So all those different kind of shows, they're held in some of the malls, some of the Kenyatta International Conference Center. So those are areas that also I see embassies and big companies being involved in. And then people get to know you.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
So, Mr. Harry, those are the things that I think that come to mind, really. Huh? It's trade shows. It is maybe, you know, giving, sponsoring for things like when there's a need. I don't know. It could be you build a classroom in a certain area. Maybe you dig a borehole to help a community there. Maybe it's a block, maybe a dispensary or clinic. Those things, you know. And then those are the things that I see most of the other diplomatic missions doing.
I see.
And then maybe on normal media, on TV, maybe you'll sponsor and they are there and you talk about Indonesian. This is what Indonesia is about. You know, like the way you have Kenya on BBC or on CNN. Maybe you can sponsor in the local channels and people get to know what is this country about, what do they have to offer. Not many people know that Indonesia is, I don't know, 50,000 islands, is it?
17,000.
17,000.
Yeah, people don't know. They will probably think it's one little place, you know, like that. So,
and then it's mine.
Okay, allow me to jump a little bit, Martin, from Kenyan side. From my side, my experience how to enter the Kenya, Pa Harry, it's like this, a friendship. How we make a friend with Martin a long time. Always, it's a friendship, okay? So, no, my point is every country is friendship, but Kenya is different. I think it's different. Appreciate the cultures, appreciate their reach. Okay, so to be honest, I went to Rift Valley, I went to Masai Mara. I went to several places again, but this is when we talk to Kenyan, and when we said that I was in Masai Mara, they appreciate us a lot. To learn the cultures, to talk a little bit about Abari Subui. Abari Subui for Indonesian is good morning, right, Martin? So actually, very easy to remember because in Indonesia, Martin, Abari, we call it apa kabar. So I think it's the same root of language. Okay, Abari. Subui in Muslim is subuh. Subuh means morning. So I always remember that Abari Subui. So this kind of thing, being mingled with the cultures, which is almost non-expensive action to do, right? Yeah. Okay, Pak Harry. The other question, Pak Harry, I forget to write it down. What is the other question?
So who runs the economy? Who runs the economy?
Who runs the economics? Good question. Very soft question.
Or maybe the Mutura clans.
So, I wish, my friend. I wish. There's so let me divide this into two. You have the formal economy. The
Formal
formal, which
economy.
is formal.
Formal. Official.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like office economy, like Coca-Cola and Cadbury and Nestle and Unilever and Shell. And so there's that. The private part of the economy is very big. You have a lot of multinationals that are based here, that their headquarters are here. For basically, Nairobi is the capital for East and Central Africa. You cannot do business for a formal business in East and Central Africa if you're not in Nairobi. So that is Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, DRC, Congo, Sudan, Ethiopia. It's really the center. So you have that part of the economy, which is fairly big. Then, and that is divided into telecoms. Telecoms is big, agriculture, consumer packaged goods. So this is your toiletries, your lotions, your pharmaceuticals, So all that exists, is a big part of the economy. Then you have what we call the informal. And the informal economy is quite sizable. We call it Jua Kali.
Jua Kali.
Jua Kali means hot sun.
How this
economy hot sun, the sun. Yes, it's called Jua Kali economy. This is because it started off with people doing things by themselves, a small homegrown industry. They started making like pans, like cups, like wheelbarrows, by themselves, just by the side of the road, and they have no covering. So the sun was beating down on them. So it's called hot sun, Jua Kali. So that's how it started, a long time ago. But now what happens is, after some time, all the people who are employed in the private sector now need to go out on retirement or restructuring or reorganization. These people are people who have a lot of skills. They have worked with the best companies in the world. They have worked at the highest level. So when they come out, what do? They start using those skills to do the same things they were doing in the big company. So Martin can afford probably to get a loan and buy a production line from China that can make a beverage, which will be very close to Coca-Cola or Fanta or Sprite. He can make a juice, So he also starts going out into the hot sun, what they're calling the hot sun. Somebody was working with General Motors, making Isuzu. He comes out, he can do the level of Isuzu. Garage, basic, simple repairs, Somebody was working in Unilever. He comes out, he starts making soap, he starts making lotions, So all these people started a big industry under the hot sun, so they call. And so the government had to put in place things. They started building sheds, and they would put all these kind of export processing zones. They would put shelter. It has all the facilities. It has electricity, water, plumbing, everything. And so it is still called Jua Kali, but it is not Jua Kali. It is a lower layer before the big companies, so to say. And some of them actually grow into very, very big enterprises. So that's what I'm calling Jua Kali, is a very, very, very big part of the economy. So a lot of small things people make for themselves. And this, going back to China, these small things that people used to make for the local people are now getting competition from Chinese products, because China is able to make the same things and bring them in at a very low price, And now people are losing, they can't sell these small things, whether it's clothing and stuff. And that's why, again, there's that pushback to China, because people believe you should leave these small ones for the local people. Let the local people do this part of the economy, because it is helping, there's immediate help for the people down there. But if you are coming as an international investor, come in with a car company, you know, a big company, you know, but this level. So that Jua Kali part of the economy is very big.
So meaning,
And
let me hold this on. So this Dua Kali means that you, like people like you, people like Jospat, which is high ranking on the Fortune 500, and then you, let's say you are not working for them again, and you establish a new industry, isn't it?
so you have that level that came on top. But remember, the lower level was still there. Those who started off with small, they are still there.
But my
So
point,
the only thing is that so people like myself will come into the Jua Kali, but make it a bit more professional, you know,
more professional.
because of, yes.
Actually, an opportunity for Indonesia to introduce what we do in Indonesia, right? So not only selling as it is from Indonesia, but let's say, like I always talk textile. I know that recently, last 2 years, that now even the Walmart purchased from Nairobi now, which is when I was
sorry.
Walmart purchased from Nairobi, from Kenya.
Walmart.
Yes, I met a guy on when I was sitting, Mr. Rudolph. I don't know. I invited, but he did not read my chat. Rudolph supply the Walmart now, Martin. But in another word, in another dimension, the Indonesian textile, we have to let it go. It's dying already because the minimum wages and everything is it doesn't meet the industry, bro. So you know, industry always move. The textile was in Japan 200 years ago, 150 years ago, and then in Indonesia 1980 something, right? And then moved to Bangladesh 2000. Now I said I was surprised, moved to Kenya soon than I was expecting. So this is the kind of collaboration that I'm looking. A lot of Indonesian textile machinery that we have to move and collaborate with you guys in Nairobi. A lot of Indonesia good on the palm oil. We have a lot of palm oil machines that we can move instead of selling the cooking oil over there. Which is, if you check the trade balances between Indonesia and Africa, in every country, I can bet at least 70% will be dominated by the paper, A4 paper, and the palm oil industry. This is the kind of business I want to elaborate. Not only the cooking oil, but also, let's say, the streamline industry, the what's called the margarine, the soap, this kind of industry, right? So this is our opportunity for that. I think that's the direction of the question, Pa Harry, right? Pa Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, this direction, I think that's what we see. We are on the ground, but I'm from Indonesian side, Martin from Nairobi side. There are a lot of opportunity, but when you see Indonesian, Martin, let me explore it. Indonesian, I have a lot of phone call from Africa, bro. You know, it's not now. Why don't you invest here? Which is the thing called invest. Actually, that machine have to move, Martin. Have to move from Indonesia. It will be liability now, not production anymore. Okay, but to encourage Indonesian to move their machine outside, damn difficult. Even though there are something they like to see the machine dying instead of moving. So this kind of thing that we need to elaborate, make a friendship, see not only business, yes, because you're moving the machinery and being productive again, and you help another people to this Dua Kali to have joint collaboration with you, right?
Exactly.
This
exactly.
Is right, bro.
It's a big opportunity.
It's a big opportunity. That's what we when many people come into Karim that we would like to sell this, we like to sell this. The first thing I said is, do you have raw material, especially on the food industry? Okay, do you have the plantation? You create the banana chip. You have banana plantation or not? If you don't have, why don't you program in next 2 days, in next 2 years, you have collaboration with somebody in Kenya or Tanzania, right? Is that correct, bro? But Harry, is that what we see?
Another.
Yeah, but
can I say something, Pak?
Please, Pak Anto.
Yes.
Ya, tadi dua kali. Sebenarnya kalau for Indonesian is just like pengusaha kecil, Pak, atau
Sektor informal.
private sectors. I think private sectors. I think we have to establish a kind of framework of collaboration under, we call it Indonesia African Forum. I think we can use Martin as an entry point to collaborate with Kenyan business people by using a framework of trade financing. We have what we call it Bank Exim, Martin. Just like Bank Exim, its main duty is to support the jual kali to do business outside the country. So let's say if you want to buy my products, right, and you don't have sufficient money, but you have to pay my products. So this company, I mean, this institution, I mean, the Trade Financing Commission could finance the transaction, and then you pay later as a jual kali from Kenya to trade financing in Indonesia. It's a kind of a system that established by Indonesian government to have the presence of Indonesian company in Africa. That's one thing in about trade financing. And also we have the investment financing scheme. So it's subject to negotiations. For instance, Karim knows you were, sorry, Mr. Isnandar is well. So Mr. Nandar could convince the government of the institutions, trade financing of Indonesia, that he knows Martin Tura very well. He's a very prominent business people in Kenya and has a good contact. So would you please support my business because blah, blah, because of some problem of financing that you are encountered. But of course, trade financing in Indonesia will make a kind of analysis or assessment of your company and also bank statement later. So that's the business. That's not the test of Karim Nandar anymore. It's the trade financing company will talk to you directly. So you have to use this. I know that last week there's a new scheme of regulation introduced by the trade financing of Indonesia to boost the economy of collaborations with other countries. So I think Pak Nandar may also, Ambassador Herting, if you can talk with trade financing of Indonesia, Lembaga Pembiayaan Ekspor Indonesia itu Pak, the opportunity, because in the 5 years, most of the trade financing mostly used to fund the G2G economic collaboration. For instance, like Bangladesh buys a series of trade locomotives. So it's financed by this trade financing scheme. And also some other, I think 2 or 3 countries in Africa also use this scheme. But now the government tried to offer it to private sectors, including jual kali. Yeah. And another information that I would like to share with regard to how to be more eminent, to be recognized by the Kenyan business people and also politicians. Ambassador Eric, I have a very unique experience in Nairobi. Yeah, you have to be a keen golfers in Nairobi, especially Martin is a good golfer. So golfing is a good avenue to meet with the prominent business people and also politicians and policymakers of Kenya.
That's true.
To tell you the truth.
That's true.
Tell you the truth. So I played a lot in Windsor, also Limuru, Mutaiga. These 3 golf courses is a must for the ambassador, the new ambassador of Indonesia in Kenya. It's very easy. Maybe not now because of the COVID, but after the COVID-19 recovered, maybe sometimes early this year, use this facility Muntega, Limuru, and Windsor to get together with people. I know that a lot of politicians plays golf in Limuru and also Windsor, and business people in Muntega. So I love these places. And by area ambassador, I think you can share some kind of sponsorship by inviting members of the golfers like Mutura. Maybe you can provide like a ticket to Bali for the first winner of, and you can seek sponsorship from the Bali Tourism Board to get a free ticket, or from Garuda, or maybe you can collaborate with Kenya or Airways, or even
Kenya
also
Airways
with the flights, because there's a direct flight from Ethiopia to Jakarta. So this is a kind of a scenario that I used when I was in Kenya, and it's very easy to make friends or to establish with business people, and also with other prominent person in Kenya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Very
I will
true.
play with Martin. We go together to Windsor or Montega.
Harry, I am actually a member in Mudaiga. That's where I'm a member.
See?
And I live about 10 minutes away from Limuru Golf Club. Yeah. So believe me, when you come, I'll definitely make sure you get the membership in whichever club. No problem whatsoever.
That's the first agenda.
Martin, Muntega is 5-minute drive from Ambassador. It's only 5 minutes drive. It's at Muntega also. Indonesian residence is also at the Muntega. 5 minutes drive from residence to Muntega.
Okay. Let me ask for audience. Any audience will ask before I show some photos of Nairobi. Okay. Ada yang bertanya? Silakan Bapak Ibu.
Yes. Can I speak?
Please.
Yes.
Introduce
Armando.
Hi, Mr. Martin and all the excellency. Thank you. I'm Armando from Dua Kelinci Company. We are a snack producer in Indonesia. So I'm really interested about African market because the people is very nice. I have met some people from Nigeria at my older apartment. They have a really good personality, their humor. I mean, like they love to laugh a lot, and I can see from you, Mr. Martin. So, but I haven't known how do they live. I mean, like how do they do their snacking time, or maybe like the most of the people, let's say you like to go, and then you want to do some activity and hang out with people. But how about the other people? Do they like hang out like Indonesian? Like we like to go to cafe and then discussing over foods and things like very natural, or things like very basic in the culture thing. Like what is the snack? I mean, like in Nigeria has the snack coming from the plantation base. I mean, plantain. So it's like a banana, but it's pale, right? Like something like that. I'm really curious about like, is it like the snack is fried, or I don't know. I mean, like I'm coming from snack manufacturer, so my point of view will be like how the people live in Africa. I mean, like the way they spend time. I think that's what I want to learn more. Can you elaborate for me? Thank you, Mr. Martin.
Yeah. So we're talking about snack occasions, the way of life. So again, West Africa and East Africa are very different. Huh?
Very different.
Very, very different. But I would say when it comes to food, West Africa anytime. West Africa has the best food. And their food is actually much more closer to Asian food than East Africa. So they do a lot of spices. Yes. They do a lot of spices. They do a lot of what you're saying, the snacks thing. So in terms of food, yeah, West Africa is much closer to Asia, so to say.
Oui, s'il vous plaît.
Sorry? Yes, Kosi?
Yeah.
Ah, you, my brother, you're saying something?
Yes, yes, I say I have many things to talk because I want to talk to Mr. It's not that for Kerim. I'm very sorry with my English. You know, my English is not right.
It's okay, bro.
Yes, yes, I'm very sorry. Then you try to listen to carefully. You know,
Where
I'm
are you
from Togo,
from?
Indonesia. Yes, I'm Indonesia Honorary Consul in Togo.
Oh,
from Togo.
you are under the council
Yeah,
of
from
Indonesia
Togo,
from
Lome.
Togo. Thank you, Mr. Kosi.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
nice
are
to see
welcome.
you, my brother.
Thank you.
This is
How's it?
Ambassador Martin in here.
Yeah.
I've been to
So
Lome.
yes, so sorry, Lome is very right.
Yes.
So I have many things to ask her because you know, in Togo here, many of the businessmen are needing to know the Indonesia product first, then to get the special condition for the payments. For the third one, we need to get for like the cargo, the shipping cargo. We need to know how to make like the container together. If some of business going to there, you know, sometimes they can't buy the full container. Then they need 2-3 persons to join to make it. Then it's what we need for the third things to know how to put it to make it sure that to get one a special agent who can make that things for us there, like cargoes service, and that you understand what I'm saying. I say I'm very sorry with my English.
It's okay.
So then, yes, the first things I need to open one showroom in Togo here.
You have showroom in Togo?
I just talked to showroom. Yes, I need to get it. Then I just talked to Mr. Darius from our embassy at Abuja. He tell me to contact you, then to know how to give us the support to open one showroom here, because we need to show many of sample of Indonesia product sample to Togo's businessmen. Then for anytime they come, they need to come to get to show. We have to show them, to give them the addresses. Then like this, they can contact the Indonesia businessmen at Jakarta, or through us, or directly they can make it too. Is the first thing. Then the second thing, some of them we just talk to them, but they are asking the flexibility in the payments. But Indonesia businessmen, they are not agree just now. Then I think it's your matter to talk to them in collaboration with the Chamber of Commerce, Indonesia Chamber of Commerce there, to talk to them, because when we show somebody or when we present somebody, Indonesia represented, officially represented in Togo, I can't show them or I can't present them to them the bad man or the bad
I got the point, Mr. Prosi. I got the point. Allow me to answer it. The question for me, right?
Thank you.
Okay, Martin, allow me to answer it first, bro. So,
Okay.
number one, that yes, we are private sectors, Mr. Kosi.
Yeah.
We are private sector. I'm private. We established the Indonesian House. We established Indonesian House in Mauritius.
Yeah.
To answer this situation, I know that Indonesian have a good product, and I know that African is not willing. We just selling. African is waiting for collaboration. That's my word, like Martin.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's my word. That we are collaborating. So collaborating, not only selling. You cannot do it by online trading, like the Alibaba and everything. It's not the strength. It's not the possibility of Indonesia to go to Africa. That's my point. That our vision in Karim International. So if you go to online like Alibaba, the war is the cheapest one. But to a collaboration, no, you have to know the people and everything. So number one, the question for you, let me allow to answer. The financial help by the Indonesian government for that. I think Pak Anto just mentioned there are the job given to Indonesian what's called Indonesian Exim Banks. I want to say it, but
Exim Bank, yeah.
Indonesian Exim Bank. But there are a lot of as private sector. I said, Pak Anto, very sorry to you. We will have the vendor in Karim. We call it vendor who try to get this from the government. It's not as easy as the program, but so a lot of homework, Pak Heri, to be honest. There are a lot of homework we have to do it between the private sectors in two countries, Indonesia and Togo or Nigeria or Kenya, and the government itself. Number one. Number two, what we do in Mauritius, Mr. Kosi, we have a partnership with the Honorary Consul in Mauritius, Mr. Salim Jonas. I think you know him. So we established the Indonesian house over there, with becoming the showcase of Indonesian product.
Yeah.
Most of the audience in here is our vendors. We call it the vendors. So the product is there. But I said we are not selling as it is. We just show what we do. Meaning it's a sample. It's not a consignment product. What we aim, we have we have the distributors, we have the importers, or we have the co-partner. Let's say, oh, we can produce like this, like what Martin said about the rice about avocado. If you have the avocado plantation, let's say 4 acre. No. In African case, you will never say 4 acre, maybe 40, 400 or 100 acre. Then Indonesian young men can produce any chemicals. I'm from chemist to drive chemical from the avocado. Why don't you join? Why don't you two join? This is the thing we do now.
Yes. For me, the best things is to get the showroom like here. When I get the print, the consulate will be like the what is the meaning? The mediator. You say in English, I said le mediateur, to join them when one Togolese want some of products there. When he came to Togo, when he came to our office here, he can get the sample. Then
okay, I get it.
For us to give them the address, the right address to join is homologue at Indonesia directly. Then that we have to know that businessman properly before join them.
Okay. Do you want to explore more, Martin, or I can allow me to share some photos what good in Kenya?
Okay.
I think there was one last thing that Ambassador Henry had asked, and it was about
please.
He is coming, is a new area, what does he need to be aware of, and even Sianto, I think, would be the best person to answer because Sianto has been here. But Mr. Harry, there's nothing to be concerned about. Africa generally only has issues during elections.
Yes.
So,
Only the election.
There's
everywhere.
usually one month of madness when everybody goes mad during elections. Then after that, the disease is over. We are back to our lives and no security issues. No, and since you are on diplomatic duty, I'm sure all the arrangements will be taken care of by the government, and you should have absolutely no worries. Mudaiga is one of the best places to live. You can go in the evenings, go around jogging in the neighborhood. The golf club is next door. Go play a round of golf early in the morning, late in the evening. Asianto, anything you want to add?
Yes. The one that from the company, the business people from Dua Kelinci, he said about the for
snacking time.
Snack time for. I think since his product is peanuts, roasted peanuts. I think dua kelinci. Since Kenyans love beer, so peanut and beer is a very good combinations, my friend, during the afternoon.
Absolutely.
And also after golf. The peanut and beer after golf is perfect. So I
Standard.
think for the Dua Kelinci company has big market opportunity because peanut is still very limited in Kenya. Martin, is Nakumat still there? Nakumat?
No, Nakumat has died.
Nakumat retailer.
Nakumat has died, yeah.
Nakumat.
Now you have Carrefour from France. That's a big one now.
Carrefour is
Okay. But
yeah, Carrefour, Quickmart,
no more
Tuskys,
Nakumat because when
no more Nakumat.
Yeah. So I think Dua Kelinci, you have big market di sana, Pak.
Let me add.
Nice talking with you, Martin. I think if I have the chance to visit Nairobi someday, the first person to call is the ambassador, and also you'll be the second. Get together in Mutega or Limuru.
No.
I like the steak, man.
No.
The T1 steak in Limuru is perfect.
Allow me to give witnesses about Nairobi in 10 years. You were there in 1990.
Yes,
you were there 2007, and then 2018, right, bro? I left around 8 years, never came to Nairobi. It's totally different and grow a lot. And 2007 came is good already, but 2018. How many guys in an audience is Indonesia? In Jakarta, I mean, in Jakarta, you know, Martin, what is there are mall over there, a good mall, which is we met on the smaller one, right? I met on the good mall, the big one on the with this Carrefour there, Martin, the Carrefour there on the upper hill.
There are many malls. Huh? I don't know which one. There are many malls.
Yeah, I forget the name. I will show some video if I can show later. But to Indonesian, I said to you, it's Jakarta, okay? The Jakarta. Bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu, if you know Jakarta, if you know the Bintaro Exchange, okay? Bintaro Exchange Mall,
yeah.
Mall like that, itu ada di Nairobi. They are big in Nairobi, then 5. How many population in Nairobi now, bro?
About 4 or 5 million.
4 or 5 million, but they have the mall like Bintaro Exchange, 5-1. Can you imagine? Okay, Bintaro Exchange. What I just mentioned one of the mall in Jakarta, Martin. Sorry. So number 1, number 2 in this mall, and when I went to Martin with Martin with another mall, no parking people anymore, right? So all the parking is already by system, by machine.
It's automated. Yeah,
it's automated.
For like at the airport, all the airport, the malls,
all the airport, everything is automated.
Churches and mosques, all those places.
Yes.
Yeah.
The point is, this country did not need to spare the job for the parking people anymore. They are developing a very good one, which is that's how I describe Kenya. Allow me to share some photo before because timing calls. Okay. Allow me to share some photo. Wait. Okay, can I share this? This is the mall, Martin.
This could be Westgate. Is it Westgate?
Maybe.
I think it's Westgate.
Westgate.
Or Two Rivers. I think it's Two Rivers.
It's Two Rivers, yes. I went with Mama Asha.
I am about 10 minutes away from Two Rivers. That's where I live. Yeah, these Two Rivers.
Okay. I have a lot of photos. Okay. I want to show to our friend in Jakarta. This is Nairobi. Not like you think about. I always said when people ask me how to judge to come to Africa, I said very easy. You look CNN. Whatever the country mentioned CNN, you be careful. If not mentioned, it means safe. Right? You look CNN, but you check vice versa. You check vice versa. Allow me to share some video, some pictures, okay? And this is Nairobi. Okay, this is Nairobi. This one is not by photo. Check Google, okay? which is, ladies and gentlemen, Nairobi is on the hilly area. I love a hilly area because I'm from Sumatra in Bukit Tinggi. We are growing from hill. There are a savanna just next to the city, right? So very good to stay. This is Nairobi.
So less than 20 kilometers outside, you have actually a national park.
I always love these pictures with Martin. These pictures not taken in Kenya, but taken in Lagos, right? Me and you. We're taking in
yes.
Yeah,
in the evening.
Bapak Ibu, this is the friendship.
I remember.
Yeah, I'm from Jakarta, Martin from Kenya, from Nairobi. But when I said, Martin, I'm starting my own business. Come. I said, I don't have money to come to Nairobi yet. I need to come to Lagos. Okay, I come to Lagos. So then we discuss in Lagos, right? 2017, right, bro? 2017.
Yes.
Then I did the photo. Okay. This is the kind of friendship in Nairobi. This is Henry Nyang Or, your man, right? Henry
we worked with the Henry in BAT.
You worked with Henry before. Henry was subordinate of Martin, and after that he moved to many big companies, Kenyan Airlines, telco industry. Now also senior vice president of the purchasing, if I'm not mistaken. The good thing with Nairobi, I don't have any business with Henry, bro. Let's say like you, but when I said, Henry, I come to Nairobi, he picked me up and bring me to the house. This is the kind of friendship in Nairobi we have. Okay? And I met with Henry children. We learned mathematics together. Okay? And this is the first time we met. Carnivore restaurant, the last 12 or 13 years back. How is Carnivore now? Everybody, 2007, when you went to Nairobi, you have to go to Carnivore restaurant and golf. And then you met a lot of business people over there. What I remember in Carnivore was Obama on the campaign to be the president of the United States on the campaign. And when the Carnivore audience know I was coming from Indonesia, they love it because Obama was living in Indonesia. The stepfather is Indonesian and Kenyan descendant. So we find similarities, okay? As this is the wildlife services in Kenya, you have to go. So if you come to Kenyan wildlife services, and whenever you come to the business in Kenya and you talk them, I went there. I went to Masai Mara. So you are mingled to them. It's easy to make business, right, bro? If you know it, the Rift Valley. The Rift Valley, how many? 2 hours or 3 hours? What I remember when Pak Heri requested about the question of security in Kenya, Pak Heri, myself from the Nairobi to Rift Valley around 2 hours, I dare to drive alone. So that's the safe on Kenya. I said to the driver, don't worry, I drive alone because it's very safe. And okay, this is Rift Valley. This is Rift Valley, very good one. And this is the road in Nairobi, 2018. You see, 4 line. This is from University Road to Henry House, Martin. I'm not remember the area. Okay. And this is the golf course. When we went the program on Coca-Cola, right? This is the golf course. This is the place where the business community hanging on. Okay. This is Mama Asha. Was in the room, but only a few days. Mama Asha was Somalian actually, South Somalian and become Kenyan. Is prominent business woman also in Nairobi. I think that's all. So I try to answer what Harry questioned and to all the audience that you can start. My point for this, you can start Africa from Nairobi. Very good people, friendly and very influential. Okay. Another question, please, from audience.
Mr. Jeffrey, please.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
all, and thank you, Mr. Martin, to give very insight about the African country. This changed my mind, especially because now we always thinking about the North America or European market. You know, in this country is so tough and many regulations we have to follow. This is a good webinar. Give us some insight how to deal with African. We deal from the culture, and good also to hear from you that Indonesia have the like the positive feeling, African positive feeling about Indonesia. So we have, I think we have good chance, especially will support by government to enter the market. Now I want to know about the because we from the beginning we're talking about the mostly agricultural product. How about the capital equipment, like the machinery, small machinery for packaging? Because I'm dealing for the packaging business, I'm tea bag business, and we're starting to make our own machine. How about market in Africa about the tea bag? Whether they drink tea bag, tea in the loose tea or tea bag machine? And this is the first one. The second one, you know, if you export the agricultural product in the finished product, I mean, in the packaging, if you load to the contract, it's very less quantity. How about if we send the raw material, not raw material, actually the semi finished material,
semi-processed material.
Yeah, semi-processed, and we put there to pack it for the final product, because we can load a lot of material, so to save the cost also. You know, as you talked before, we have the weak competition against China. China is very cheap price, and we have to fight them. We have to go for the higher quality, but we try. In this way, we support the good quality, but we try to minimize the cost by put in Africa to reduce the cost by to make the final finished product there. And that's your question. For this job, which part of Africa become easier to distribute the product to another country in Africa? This is my question. Thank you.
Martin.
Yeah, partner.
For you, bro. Yeah, you are still mute. Sorry, Martin, you are still
okay.
Mute.
You can hear me now? Huh?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah. No, I was saying at this rate, I'm going to send an invoice to our Ministry of Foreign Affairs because I'm really doing the work for them. Huh?
you become the ambassador of Kenya for Indonesia.
Exactly.
Yeah. You become the mediator of Indonesia to African country.
Exactly. Most of that kind of equipment is coming from China.
Yes.
And Taiwan and Turkey. Most of it initially we used to come from, we'd get from Europe, but I can tell you more and more people are going to China, basically because of costs, right?
Yes.
China, you'd probably get it for about 50% of what you'd get from Italy or Germany. So there's a lot of that. Now, there definitely is a market for especially small scale production equipment. So remember what I was saying about Jua Kali? Jua Kali it's kind of semi-automated. They don't have money to buy a full production line, but they can do something where it is semi-automatic. Put in some manual work, but at the same time, it's powered with some motor. So absolutely, that is a very, very good area, very, very viable, I can say for a fact. And I can check, but I'm sure production equipment are usually brought into the country at a very favorable tax incentives because it's supposed to create work and create products that will be exported. So that is, to me, a very, very prime area. If you want us to follow this discussion later, fine, I can follow up.
Yes.
And get more information on that. Number two, on semi-processed foods, I know companies that are already doing that. There's a small subdivision from Unilever that was doing that, and my friend was actually in charge of the product development. In fact, I think Indonesia was part of his territory. He was doing Africa, Middle East, and Asia. So semi-processed foods are there. Especially the challenge has been with the cold chain. So things that require cold chains like dairy products. Because this kind of environment of ours is not very developed for dairy products. In between the time it lands, the reefer containers, maintaining that temperature, loading onto trucks at some point, it's not necessarily in the most premium conditions. But I can tell you that semi-processed foods are there. At the airports and at the ports, we have cold storage rooms to handle that. It's also an area where private enterprise works in. So you have cold storage by government and you have cold storage by people who actually make money from that as a business. Yeah, and they do that and they then convert to finished products. We are going through a low downtown right now from a tourism perspective as a country, obviously because of COVID-19. But if you had asked me last year, the amount of semi-processed foods that were being sold to the hotels, because the tourism industry in Kenya is quite big, was a lot. We had a lot of semi-processed foods. But now at this moment, because of COVID-19, tourism is a bit down. Then you talked about the distribution network. In one of the slides, maybe we'll not go through because of time, I had shown the trade blocks. So Isnanda commented about Kenya being part of the East Africa community, meaning in theory that all the countries within East Africa, Kenya can export tax-free. It's also part of COMESA. COMESA stands for Common Markets for East and Southern Africa.
Here you go.
So not that one, yes. So these are the trade zones that I was showing. So you have ECOWAS, which is what combined the business there, the market is worth $657 million. You have SADC, this South Africa, developing countries. You have EAC, East Africa Community, and then you have COMESA. So for example, Kenya is both in COMESA and in EAC. So the combined business there is about $1.2 billion. So that is a market that Kenya supports at friendly tax imperatives. So that's basically how we do business. If you want to do business in East Central Africa, Kenya has the best infrastructure. If you're looking at West Africa, you'd probably be looking at either Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Accra, yeah. If you're looking at Southern Africa, it would obviously be South Africa. If you're looking at North Africa, probably Egypt, Morocco, Algeria. But that's basically how the continent is structured. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
By every being answered your question.
I think the person that I feel I did not answer properly was Amand. Was it Amand when he asked about the nuts? And I think, sorry, we got interrupted. So yes. Amand, the snack business is very, very big, in especially in East Africa. I can tell you for a fact, in West Africa. The occasions to me would be at home. So people at home, like my kids staying at home every time they're doing their studies, they're busy snacking. Then you have outdoors in cafeterias. If you go and sit down before you have a drink or whatever, they will bring you nuts, they'll bring you crisps, you know. So that's an area. Kids going to school, every time they go to school, you pack for them what is called break. So that's usually snacks, like at 10, 11 o'clock, They will be having snacks, golf clubs. You heard about it. So basically outdoors, people are out, they're chatting, they are socializing. It is normally snack time. Most common snacks are, you talked about West Africa, you have a lot of, they dry plantains in East Africa. The snacks are all common, yeah? The dry plantain, the dry potatoes, they use nuts. I know for a fact somebody who started the snack business in Kenya, I think about 4 or 5 years ago. It's called Urban Bites.
Urban Bite.
Urban Bites. And basically he specialized in just doing extremely beautiful packaging. That business is worth millions of dollars right now.
On packaging.
So yes, he specialized in the packaging because that's the most attractive bit. Otherwise, it's just potato crisps, huh? And it's just potato crisps, but his packaging is so enticing to kids.
Where
Kids
where
have
the packaging coming from, Martin? Produced in Kenya?
I think it's Kenya. The packaging industry in Kenya is quite big. Eh? It's extremely big. So I think it's Kenya. So yeah. So yeah, the snack business is there. It's big. And there's room for more. You have coconut snacks nowadays. You know, they're made from coconuts. It's there. It's there.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. I think anybody from the audience a question. Pa Harry, our ambassadors, I think I take one very good note from you, sir. We need to have the Indonesian also, the showroom in Nairobi. That's what we dreaming for, right, Martin? Which is,
right.
I need to start it from Mauritius now.
Yeah, good point. And in fact, inviting the participant of everyone of the businessmen from here.
Okay. Any question from the audience, please?
Pak, saya mau nanya ke Martin.
Silakan, Pak.
Martin, ya, Martin, are you also dealing with tourism sectors or tourism industry? Because I know that Kenya is very advanced in ecotourism industry, and you have from macroeconomic and the ratio of the people, you have a big number of visitors just for the ecotourism, like environmental Masai Mara, and also visiting the park in Kenya. So I just want to know whether you are also dealing with tourism sectors. Because
hello,
are you involved in tourism industry, Martin?
So me individually?
Yeah.
No. I have friends of mine. Who do that, but not me. I do not own a lodge, my friend. I don't have that kind of money.
Pak Anto, actually that's why I want to invite Mama Asa. Mama Asa is actually close to the previous position in Nairobi, Andaru, to be honest. When Mama Asa business is on the lodge, he have a lot of a lodge in Upper Hill, Martin. They have in Upper Hill, and also some in Mombasa, in another part. I think 7 or 8 place in East Africa. So
okay,
yeah, that's why we talk. That's why I try to invite her to join. Let me check whether I still have the photo. Let me.
The office of Indonesian Embassy is at the Upper Hill area.
Yeah, this is.
Just,
let me show.
Yeah.
Allow me to represent Mama Asha. This is the property, one of property of Mama Asha in Upper Hill. Okay. When we talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, what we talk about is how to bring Indonesian. She has this kind of properties, and we will talk about the spa and salon, which is a lot of Indonesia. This is the property we talk about, which is we will talk about where can we establish Indonesian house in Nairobi, in this area in Upper Hill. Okay, so that's what we talk. I think that's all because now 16, 18. I know, Martin. Thank you very much. You, Pak Zainal, raise your hand. Any other question?
Yes.
Okay, please, Pak Zainal.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mas Martin. I call Mas Martin because you still look young, Mr. Martin.
Mas is the brother, Martin, brother.
Okay, Mas Martin, is there
Yes.
any opportunity for spices like a ginger, etc., in African market?
Yes, ginger is actually one of the biggest flavors in Africa. So, Isnanda, do you know a soda, a cold drink called tangawizi?
Tangawizi, I heard, but never familiar.
Yeah, so tangawizi means ginger. It's actually a product made by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has a product for ginger.
You have product called tangawizi?
Yes. It's called tangawizi is Kiswahili. It just means ginger. Tangawizi.
I see.
Stony. Maybe you call it stony. You know it's stony?
Stony, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, yes, there is a market for spices, and now that you mention it, because it's an area that I was researching on, because I'm looking at food additives, I'm looking at essential oils, I'm looking at flavors, and I know most of those are coming from India. We have people who bring them in a lot from India, but why not Indonesia? You know?
Yes.
Why not? Because it's the same.
We have a lot of collections of essential oils. We have a big collection of essential oils, Martin. What specific essential oils that you are looking for?
I was looking for, so I'm looking for ingredients that can be used for like beauty industry. So hair, skin, you know, we have.
Oh yes, we have a lot. We have a lot. For spa treatment, like spa treatment.
Yes, for skin toning and all that.
Okay. Thank you very much. It's now 16:20 from target 2 hours. Martin, thank you very much. Asante sana. So
Karibu.
Still have another question, or I close this. I don't know how to thank again. Very good one. We are enlightened. Guys, there are a lot of questions we cannot answer from the audience, but we try to take these 2.5 hours to promote the similarity, the friendship, the good point to start for you to Africa. That what I said with Martin to start to encourage Indonesian to Africa. Very simple. Go to Nairobi first. Go to Nairobi first, so you can have a fresh mind, welcome people, and you can enjoy the scenery. Okay, the last word from Pak Heri. Anything from you, from you, Pak Sairi? Because again, thank you very much to join in Karim webinar. We don't know, me and Martin didn't know that you will station there, but we are very blessed to have you. I think we have a lot of to follow up, right, Martin? We have a lot to follow up, and this audience from the Indonesian businessmen would like to go to Africa. In Karim, we see that very few know who Africa. That's what we try to present. Pak Heri, your last word, please.
Okay, once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Pak Nandar. Thank you, Pak Martin Mutura, Pak Kozi from Togo, Mama Ana, and of course, my senior, Pak Adianto, your mentor, and everyone from business sectors, and being Indonesian ambassador in Nairobi. Of course, we welcome you all, and it is not only my personal challenge, but also your challenge, and we have to synergize. We have to closely work together in how to penetrate the Kenyan market. In vice versa, also we seek the opportunity for the investment from Kenya to outgoing investment Indonesia to Kenya, and being the official representative of Indonesia in Kenya, it is me and my team's honor to serve you, to serve your business, and to serve Nandar mission. Is a very futuristic mission, a big mission. We wish you all the best, good luck, and we are then ready to be as your assistants. And also, Pak Martin, first thing first, when I landed in Nairobi, of course, let's take the clubs and go to the house, and then we go to the green. Thank you.
Correct. We'll do that.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much for all the audience, Pak Harry, Pak Anto, Martin, my bro. Very thank you. Very asante sana, bro. So to audience, I think 2.5 hours is not enough, but I hope you can bright your mind that Nairobi is welcoming you for Africa. This is my son. Okay. Say hello.
Hello, Karim.
Okay. Okay, so this is the we know each others. I mean, like Malaika also, Martin children, I know, Henry children, I know. This is the things that we have to build to be business. Okay, know each other.
Yeah.
When you know each other, then business is follow. Okay. Audience,
Yes.
thank you very much for your participation. I hope, I do hope we give you enlightenment, enlightened VC. And what a bless that the ambassador is here, which is will come to Nairobi. So we have a lot of homework to follow up, right, Harry? Okay, that's all. Thank you, everyone. I close this.
Thank you, Nanda.
For
Thank you.
YouTube, and then but I did not close the room yet. Thank you, bro.